I may look up how to do the skip in... So I'm going to play back. Oh, I'm going to fuzz you back in this one. I may look up how to do the skip in this version when I get there. Alright, so... Can any of you think, like Keen, any of you think about something I might be missing before we head on to Tower of Zot? I think I might want to head back to... to Silvera and get some get a set of silver armor, because I haven't yet. I was too busy girl watching. Are there any goodies in here? I think so. I swim with armor on. Maybe there isn't. I bet if I followed that there would be, but it's probably nothing important. Yeah, silver armor, that's what I was thinking too. That's probably it. Maybe get a set for Sid, and then do a hand-me-down to Cecil later. So I believe that Kane comes with his own armor set. Okay. Making good progress, I think. Alright, so yeah, let's do that. Knock out Silvera, and then onward. So yeah, there's nothing in Agard, as I recall anyway. We're heading there right after Tower of Zot anyway. So we went to Mist, we got the tiara. That's why for the best I didn't go get the tiara early, because sometimes you get that for Porum. But knowing me, I probably would have left that on her whenever we lost the twins, and would have been out some nice armor for Rosa. Okay, so let's go do that. I think I'm good on consumables too after all those Cure 2 potions that kind of fell on our lap. Yeah. 6 life. Got plenty of tents still. Yeah. I think we're good. And the Slumber Sword is already better than the Silver Sword, so it's not like we need one of those either. Yeah, they can both use all that stuff. You're right, and Silver Gauntlets for... Yeah, let's go one of each. And I don't think I think hammers are two-handed weapons. Oh, Okeen says, okay. I am watching. Oh, right! Yes, take Yang back to see his lady. Let's make sure that Kane or Sid can't use shields with hammers. Cannot. Okay. I'm not sure what you could give him that would be one-handed. How much of a jump is it from karate to silver? Quite a bit. Quite a bit. And then likewise, yeah, I think that's an acceptable trade. Then we'll give Cecil the rest of it, which was shield and helmet, I believe. Yeah. Because I know you'll need to get one set of silver armor, as I remember, because then you'll be getting a flame mail pretty early in the tower. Yeah. And we'll switch back to Slumber Sword. I guess I would start selling some of the stuff to make room, because we're about to get quite the influx of goodies. Alright, so do that one. We want to keep the Elemental Claws. We are done with Ruby Rings. So, yeah, sell intended time just to get done with. Carrot Thunder. Gaia Robes. I think Rosa's going to need one. Tiaras for Rosa. Drain Spears for Kane if I keep him jumping. I may actually want to use that even for the Barbaricia fight, or Vavalis, because that'll top off his HP, and he'll only ever be jumping. Silver Staff, Wooden Hammer we're done with. Let's see. Great Bow, we'll give that to Rosa. Arrows for Rosa. Dancing Dagger, Ruby Ring. And Karate Key for... No, we're done with that too. Okay. Perfect. Looks good to me. Let's go move on. Wait a minute. Tower of Zot, is that the fire enemies or the ice enemies? It doesn't matter. I don't think you can double up on claw damage in this version, and I'll probably make the other one the fairy claw, and then the cat claw anyway on Yang. So, get over to Troya, save, and that black chocobo will never make it home. Oh right, Yang to see his wife. I just looked her right over there on the chat. It's like, wait a minute, I almost forgot. It was right over here, in fact. Let's see, and Sheila was on this side. Well, I still love the music here. Let's see, then it was out, right? Let's see, and then if I remember right, yeah, she was in the left tower because the king was in the right tower. That's how that worked. That's how I know you're important when you get the penthouse suite to yourself. Thanks for everything. I think that's the same dialogue, unfortunately. I guess we're not going to tell Sheila that Yang got mind controlled by the Baron. But always good to check in on the toughest lady in the entire series. Oh, Sea Soul. Alright. Back over to Troya. Yeah, I know she gets more dialogue the next time we come back with Yang. And the last time we come back with Yang is, of course, really great. We'll come back without Yang, unfortunately, but... I'm trying to remember if this is the game that the frogs talk if you go out in the water and try talking to them. Can I do it from here, though? I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I can actually get out there in this one. If you can, I remember how, anyway. That's it. Mildly old ladies. I'm guessing that he just flew the airship, or parked the airship over Troya and busted out a loudspeaker or something, because that's all of a sudden everybody here right outside the crystal room is like, hey, wait a minute, we can hear that guy too. Be the Crystal of Earth. So long, suckers. Increase the powers of the one who holds them. It's one of the only indications of what the crystals even do in this game. They can be used for great. They can be used for great evil. We find out later that there are 8 of them, and what the master plan for those is. But it's not something that you would expect anybody on the surface to know the full ins and outs of. And at that point, he's making it sound like it's like the Triforce or something. It's like, the crystal amplifies the desires of the person with it. And it's like, individually, crystals don't do much. Except for the crystal items Cecil uses at the very end of the game, of course, but kind of a special case. Think about it. We do have their permission. I have to imagine she says it in the most sarcastic way possible. It's like, yeah, we need a bunch of military stuff. The Baron is on the move, trying to take over the world, but you guys, you take everything. I don't mind if we do. It wasn't the Great Bow. I could remember if it was the next tier of bow or not. More elemental arrows. Alright, very cool. Sort all that junk. Away we go. Oh, I saw a new follow there. Thank you, whoever that is. Yeah, I kept promising to get a bot here for this one. I kept putting it back as other things come up. Probably a good time to mention too that I've been looking into at Beam.pro, and if you any of you familiar with that one, Ben and I have been talking about doing like one stream a week, like a bonus stream, trying out that compared to Twitch and everything. But kind of, yeah, maybe I don't know. We've been on Twitch as long as we have, and you all have been. I mean, the chat is a big part of why we're still doing this. Getting to spend time with you all and everything. And I probably shouldn't have saved over the main slot. There's a little fast click there, but I don't think there's much else we could go back for anyway. Who knows? Maybe hopefully Tower of Zot will go as well as Magnetic Cave did. Interesting too is that Zot is probably through it's very high up. We can tell that much, and it's probably some tough to get to area too, because you can only get here this one time. You can't go back. Won't hurry. I love the way that dialogue goes. Like, Golbez was there at a sinister, pipe organ, like Kagato in the Tenchi series. And as soon as they mention his name, it's like, that's my cue when it starts playing. All right. I love that. Such classic villain stuff, but it works. And there is... that was the wrong way. So there are some goodies on this first floor, I think, right? Or not even. Yeah, maybe there aren't. Marionettes and puppets. What are they weak to? I'm pretty sure the puppets are weak to fire. That would make sense anyway. Let's see. No weak points found, okay. I bet... Oh, that works. Okay, so yeah, no, not weak to anything. I guess it probably would be faster to just tear through the marionette and then without the back rank penalty. Yeah. And Yang can one-shot them with that. Okay. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and I guess there... Oh, there it is, yeah. I knew there was something on the first floor, but I think that's it. Needless to say, when you can't go back, it makes you kind of paranoid about making sure you get everything. I think these guys aren't weak to anything either. Let's see, what about a... I really do want to save my MP on Tella. I think I'm just going to have him spam the Cure Staff unless there's enemies weak to something that I know I can just go ahead and one-shot. Kick should finish off that one and do some damage to the one in the back row too. Yeah. Now Kick is starting to do some noticeable, respectable damage. There we go. The formulas for okay, there it is. I knew it was pretty early on. Let's replace that paladin armor with it. Actually, because since Cecil has the shield, we should probably give Sid the better armor. And I think, is it the same as the silver? It's a little bit better. Okay. That'll work. And these guys. Well, at least with Sid along, we can find out what they're weak to. If the color coding stays consistent, the purple ones should be weak to lightning, right? The yellow ones are weak to lightning. These guys are weak to fire. They only have 50. Wait a minute, that means they're the same... 50 means they're the ones from back in the beginning of the game. Oh no, they're not. Not with that kind of damage. Well, 2 fire ones will still do it, and we'll just heal, keep Tella healed. So definitely fire 2 next time. I wonder if I believe that the defense on slimes is such that you'll never really crack through it until, yeah, even with an elemental weakness, you'll never really crack it until near the very end of the game. Although it is pretty funny to go back early on when once you have the crystal sword and actually be able to one-shot the slimes and everything. It's not that their defense is set to, or the damage is set to 1 against them, but just they have a very, very high defense. These guys. Hopefully kicking will end up being, kicking for fun and profit will still be a good strategy. Oh, but kick has a charge-up time. Okay. You think I would? Yeah, that shows you how often I use kick. Okay, so we get that. So I guess it's a good time, too, while we're going through Tower of Zot, to ask how the rest of you, how chat feels about the kind of basically the one-time visits to dungeons in these games. You know, do you like having the option to go back if you want to? Do you like having that sense of urgency? You gotta get it in 1 because it's the only chance you get. So I can see the pros and cons on that one. There are a lot of times where it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to, go back through a dungeon. Not just because it could. Yeah, Ben looks over and says, depends on the Chivos are locked in. for any non-gen currenters, the ones after the millennials, you know who I'm talking about. For any people who grew up at games before achievements, how do you feel about it? Wait, I just switched the Ice Claw for the Ice Lizard. I am a doofus. How about we make up for that with... we need to finish off this one, because I know Lorax is going to be able to. Then we'll have Tella blast them with... see, Turtle should be weak to ice. To do that. Lorax hates being blocked from going back, even if there isn't usually a reason to. Yeah, just having the option, makes you feel like, you feel more secure about it. Like, it doesn't have as much pressure on trying to get everything in 1 because you can go back. There we go. Let's see if tradition holds. Yep. I don't know who decided turtles would be weak to cold, compared to all the other animals that are likewise ruined by General December, but... Is it mathematically better for, let's see, 100? Actually, it's about the same. Cure 2 versus 1 Cure 2 versus 3 Cure 1s. Since Cecil has no real use for his MP in this dungeon, you can't use exit to leave. There's no reason not to have him keep everybody topped off before you get into your stock of potions. Let's see, goes around. Lorax, even though he loves FF9, a lot of things you can miss in that game definitely helps to keep an FAQ open for it. Yeah, I definitely hear you on games that are just kind of notorious about their missability on stuff. No, I am absolutely with you on if a game kind of does that a lot, then at least you know going into it to be ready for it. I'm trying to think of a game that. There's a game I was playing recently that I kind of felt like that. You had to play with with one eye on the facts, and which one was it? and Ben says, hey, Lorax, did you mean playonline.com? Yeah, it didn't help in the whole GameFAQs versus strategy games era. They have a strategy game outsource to the internet. Or strategy guide, not strategy game. A strategy guide outsourced to the internet. Fire on those guns. But Keen says that he doesn't especially care about the option. There usually isn't much of a reason to revisit unless you miss some treasure. But it is bad when you... Nice 2 there. But it is bad when they just make you slog through an old dungeon for traveling back and forth, and when the content is a total bore fest. That is separate from the issue where in order to pad gameplay out, they make you revisit stuff. Yeah, that's definitely a different. And Lorax said in RE4 we missed a couple of treasures that the game left a mark on the map, and in one case even marked it in the red that indicated we could go back. But it was still gated anyway. We couldn't actually do it. Yeah, I remember that. Let's see. Peep is 1. I guess we'll keep the MP for some peeps if he needs to do that, and Sid is busy. Oh yeah, so wipes out Cecil's MP. That's fine. We'll stop there, and I guess if you start finding enemies to use Psychon. Don't want to dip too much into our... Wait a minute, don't want to dip too much into our stock of 4 dozen potions? I think we can afford to splurge a bit. Oh yeah, the monster chest. Right, this guy. Let's make sure to switch back to Ice Claw. I remember this one can be pretty bad. And then, let's see, that's about... Oh, he fell asleep, okay. But then Sid's going to wake him right back up. Since he can mute. Never mind, go team. Sweet. Next upgrade for Cecil. Don't need to keep an eye on which enemies to use this against, but it is a pretty good upgrade. And yeah, let's start using some potions until I can be assured of getting Tellus and MP back. I want to keep him above 45. That way that's enough to bust out a couple of level 2 spells to get through a couple random encounters if we need to. And the counter rate is definitely pretty high. Let's see. Yang with a Fire Claw should be able to take care of one of the Ice Beasts. Let's see. Ice Claw for Fire Claw. Then I think we'll have Sid switch. Have Tella use Osmos. Nice. I wasn't sure if that would work, but I'm glad it did. That's probably the best possible result, because I'm pretty sure of the enemies that would have MP, that's probably the ones that can cast spells on you. Nice. Alright, we'll have Tella zap him and then have Yang finish the job. I've forgotten how long Psych takes to come out, too. 20, okay, it's not bad. Alright. So yeah, so those enemies are pretty reliable ones to get MP back from, if we need to. But like I said, we could save ethers for this part, too. And then... Ooh, this could be bad. Yeah, you want to make sure to keep Tella's HP up for enemies that can open up the fight by blasting your entire team with magic. So that one. That's going to kill him. Probably should have had Cecil or Sid use a potion. Yeah, this could go south real quick. We didn't need to double up on that. Is what it is. So let's do Cure 3. Everybody's down enough. That justifies that. It is not a good sight when you have half your team, or 3/4 of your team in this case, kind of taking a knee. That didn't heal much either, did it? Yeah, that's why I keep saying this is the hardest part of the game, because you have one mage to rely on, and he's not very good at his job. Portella. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna have to go through some more potions, then have him use a heal staff more often. Or is everybody doing that? Doing good. I think this is the room. Yeah, this is the room I'm thinking of with 3 branching doors. I think. Might not be. There goes to fire. Okay. Yeah, there's some potential here with the whole marionette puppeteer enemy types, but they're not really much done with them. I think there's a conjurer enemy in the summon cave that has that same sprite. What's a palette swap? Oh, there it is. Yeah, and they have that mechanic. But the ones that they call are completely different enemy types, and some of them can call. Some of them call dragons. Some of them call, and one of them calls an enemy that only ever casts Quake, which you can use a float spell to negate. So they're a good one to just get a ton of XP and gold, completely harmlessly. I never really bothered doing that, but you totally can. Is this the one I'm thinking of? No, it is not. Okay, this is the room there isn't any treasure in. Swordmen. They're in Final Fantasy I at the end of the game. There were the incredibly named, at least in the English version, bad men and evil men. And I think that was the reference here, because they're weak to holy. Part of the problem with trying to rely on the cure staff to keep our health topped off is that it's not healing much. Is that the fights are short but brutal. It's like we usually kill them in one round, but not before they get some hits in. And that makes it hard for Tella's turn to cycle around and get his healing in. Or Psych if we're going to do that. But yeah, I just remembered going through there that this was the room that basically was nothing except a waste of your time unless you go the long way around. Anyways, this is the one that has the 3 branching routes. Pretty sure they're going to be weak to holy only, but let's check. Because I know with our flame weapons, the ice lizards are going down at 1. Yeah, but just like that, not before hitting the entire team for a fair bit of damage. They're weak to fire too. Okay. So we pretty much got their number with the fire weapons here. How about that? I'm trying to think when I'm trying to have Tella Osmos up to give Cecil the cure rod. Okay. What he was trying to use that on. So he's getting enough MP back to justify a fairly consistent MP use. Or in this case, curing the damage after battle. There's not really any way to prevent it. And I don't think there's a save point until after we get done with this either. So that's part of the thing. It's like another thing that contributes to this being the hardest part of the game is your options are limited and they're pretty scarce with the heal points in Tower of Zot. That pay girls. The Final Fantasy character designers, Amano et al., really loved the ladies in leotards, huh? Even the enemies have them. Oh, that was a counterattack. Because it hasn't been long enough since we ran into enemies with those. I guess it makes sense that the lady with the shield and sword would be well equipped to counter. Let's see. Back up. Using anytime that you're in one of these older Final Fantasy games, clicking through your healing items over and over again reminds me of the first time we streamed Final Fantasy II. I mentioned the Poison Claw. Probably be a little bit no. Poison resistant wasn't that effective. But we mentioned the instruction manual guide thing to Final Fantasy I, and they mentioned they mentioned different types of teams you could use because that guide was really good. And one of the lines they had for like getting a team of fighters is that they say in addition to spending the most money on gear, you'll be buying healing potion by the barrel. And it's like, yeah, that's pretty much what it feels like whenever you're doing this stuff. Nice. Lorax, pickle epee girl, pump a rum. Yeah, we're taking a break from Dark Souls, so Lorax, you keep bringing it back up. Yeah, for all of the silly fencing weapons in Dark Souls, I don't think they ever put a proper epee in there. And Keen adds that Amano also really loves making people fabulous and albino. Yeah, the first time people saw the DS version of Final Fantasy IV, and it's like you see how Cecil with the long flowing blonde hair and lipstick and everything, and the fanciful outfits, and it's like, no, that's actually what he had. Although I don't think anything quite got the ire of the Final Fantasy VI fans when they did was it Dissidia that had the Amano designs first, and blonde Terra, people never forgave that one. Let's see, now we can give Cecil some fire resistance too. I can't remember if the elemental shields give you the corresponding weakness or not. I think they do in this game, so you want to be careful. Oh geez. I think I'm just going to have Telethrow Virus and let Poison sort them all out. Let's see, Virus. That should probably do it. That's only 5 MP more than doing 2 different level 2 elements. So perfect. It's like that. Just do not have time to play around with that. Okay. One of these has the Gaia Hammer, which is one of my favorite weapons. Yeah, there it is. And you only get it for the rest of this dungeon, because you lose Cid shortly afterward in the Dark World and you never get it back, which is very, very sad. And nobody else uses hammers either. Cecil and Kain, I believe, could both use axes, but not hammers. Tragic. Okay. So we remember from last time that Yang on his own with the back penalty can't deal with one on his own. So we'll have him switch. We'll have Cecil can deal with one. And I think we'll have Cid heal himself, and then have Tella use the Cure Staff. And then whoever goes up last takes care of the last one. There we go. Probably the best way of handling that. I know we're getting close to the checkpoint here, so I think I'm just going to use a little more. Oh, I can't use much more MP on Tella, so I'll use a couple more potions, and I'll probably just end up phasing out Cure 1s after we're done with this dungeon too, because they're just not really holding up. So I don't remember if you can ever buy Cure 3s. If you can, it's probably from Hummingway Town on the Moon. You can buy anything from them. Wizard Robe. You want to give that to Tella, but remember to de-equip him of anything unique before you lose him. If nothing else, then to sell that stuff. This might be a good one if if I was playing along, if I was playing at home and not streaming, this would probably be a good time to kind of sit back and heal up. You know, just wait for the marionette to, I guess a marionette or a puppeteer, to summon enemies one at a time and dispatch them, and then have whenever Tella's turn comes around, heal them. But we're not doing that. Whenever if we fight more than one enemy next time, I'll have to show off the hammer. If I just never tried using it as an item. You seriously do not get long to play with it. Well, thanks for the reminder, game. How are we doing on those two? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So I think what was that, like seven random encounters later, we finally got done with 3 rooms. If I do have a gripe about the game, it does seem like the random encounters are a little high, and you don't really feel that when you're just playing on your own. But when you're streaming and you're trying to keep the flow going, try to keep everybody interested, it's a little bit. Definitely notice it then. Whereas granted, it's a lot of you have played the game before, so you kind of it's just part of the experience. Let's see, how's he doing on that? Ooh, nice. Yeah, that'd have been a good time for Gaia Hammer, actually. Kick plus hammer, and seeing how that worked. Yeah, remind me to do that next time. That wasn't anything. Let's go heal Yang up. At least the levels are coming in fast and furious too. So we'll do that. And cure 2. Wow, only 300. So yeah, this is the point where if I run into another fight or two that I would want Tella for, I'll probably just give him an ether. But we will see if it comes to that. Ah, yes, I think this is the save point, and next up is the big... yeah, here we go. Perfect. We made it, guys.